Okay, so I don't have a clear topic to talk about, but I have a new vibe. Um, I've been hearing young adults using this word called vibe check or just come for the vibes, bro. So I have a vibe going on and I just want to record whatever comes from that place of vibe. Oh, anyway. So, um, this place of vibe is one of excitement. Few things come to mind, so I'll just start sharing them as they flow out of me. I went through this year a phase of easy 4 months where I was what one would call depressed. I was crying a lot of the time. I was um, not able to tune into the happy Chetna that I know and that everybody knows. And it was an intensely dark period, which is which seemed very strange to me also, given that I have um, spent so many years doing this work that I do, that it was frustrating that, oh, I know this, right? Like my clients that have become my friends, and I was talking to them, some of them, not all of them, and this will definitely come as a shock to some people, but some of my clients were like, Chetna, we're telling you stuff you've taught us. Like, why isn't it obvious to you? Why isn't it clear to you? Why aren't you getting it? And I had a support group of 4 5 lovely people, um, but eventually it's always you, right? It's your journey. And in the spiritual circles, it wouldn't be called depression, it would be called dark night of the soul. I like that, and I'll tell you why. Because depression is, if you go to a doctor and you tell them, a psychologist, psychiatrist, the one who can give you medicines, he will say, oh, this is going to be cyclical and it's going to come back around. And yes, it's going to come back around if you're going to be dependent on medicines, and if you're going to be dependent on um, just solving it from the mind. But if you solve it from an energy standpoint, it's not going to come back around, because you've understood the root cause of it and you've let the root cause of it go. So anyway, um, that's why I like Dark Night of the Soul, because it's not something that A, you have to go through cyclically, and B, the insights that you gain from something like this. So, if you even have to go through something cyclically, because we are beings of cyclical nature, if you have to go through it cyclically, you are always better equipped to handle it. So, anyway, everybody is better equipped to handle anything, no matter whether they just do it physically, mentally, or whether they involve their spiritual being into it and their soul level consciousness into it. But when you involve your soul level consciousness to it, there is like lifelong learning that happens, which is why my period was so short, because the transformation that I went through and the change that I went through and the impact this going through had on my life, uh, if and when I ever share that, I don't know too many people that would be on the other side of it uh, within such a short amount of time, because I had all my old spiritual training and the things that have changed about my life since then. They are massive things. I personally know people that take years to come out of those sort of things. So, not complaining. The point of this episode is excitement. It's coming to me now. One of the things, so Pius would always tell me as I was going through it, and I would cry and he'd be like, Pius, why am I going through this? I know all of this. I know this. I know how to I know how to be, I know how to be grateful, I know how to create my own reality, I know how to work with God. What am I missing? What am I missing? And he would always tell me, Chetna, you've asked for very big things. And when you ask for big things, sometimes, and it makes sense. It makes sense what he said. Well, one of the things that I had asked for, which I just dropped today like a hot plate, was I was holding on to this image of who I was as a kid. I had this story that was sort of etched in my head, that when I was a kid, I was this perfect being, which I was. All kids are perfect. But like this exactness about who I was as a kid, I heard all my childhood, like in all my teenage years, I heard this thing from people that, oh, when Chetna was a baby, they would call me Babu. Babu was a baby, she was like just perfect and the sweetest, and would listen to everybody and would go out and help everybody and do things for everybody. And through my teenage years, I heard that and I got irritated at that and I got frustrated at that. And I thought, oh, I'm not that person anymore. One of the things that I had asked for um, last year or earlier this year was, you know what, I would really like to become that person again, that Chetna again, the young Chetna who is going out and helping people. What I didn't realize at that point of asking that is that I already go out and help people. I already um, do things that I can do, like me sharing my life on the internet is so that people can listen to and watch and like get something out of this. There is a nice desire to share also, but more importantly, I am a giver. Like I don't have to sit and doubt that I'm a giver. So there was a conflicting thing that I'd asked for, because I'd also asked. So while I had said that I want to be the person that I want to be, that I was in my childhood, and I had this image of this goody two shoes sort of a girl, but goody two shoes by choice and not by uh, not because somebody is wanting her to be that way. And then I had this other thing where I'm always talking about authenticity, right? So these two became contradictory ideas in me, right? Because authentically, I am not that character anymore. And why is this episode about excitement? Is because I am this vibration that likes being involved in things, that likes being excited, that likes being around a community of people, that likes to make people laugh. These are authentically me. Like, even when a group of people are um, worrying about something, I can understand that there is a need to take some action. Like, if you see what's written behind is a project that I'm working on with some friends of mine, um, about how to help children focus better. But the character, the personalities that I was trying to take on was opposing to my most authentic vibration at this point, right? And what blows my mind is because this is right under my nose. Like, I've been teaching this to people and I missed it completely when it came to me. So, authentically, I am one vibration. I had throughout the month, so when I say I was going through a dark night of the soul, yes, it was tough and intense. But through that period, I think every day I had lots of laughter. I had lots of time with people where I would laugh at my own situation. And I had lots of time alone where I would laugh at my own situation. I'd be like, what is this that I'm going through? And in those times also, within the period where I wasn't settled within, I was definitely happier in the times when I was laughing at my own problems. So, throughout the period and till now, till today, when I was doing something and an epiphany happened. I'd cooked myself some food. I was sitting and eating and doing something, and an epiphany happened, and I was like, my God, this is a contradiction. I have been trying to become this goody two shoes character. I'm not like this character that I had a picture of from my childhood. I'm trying to fulfill some gap here, uh, some emotional gap here by trying to be this character. While I am perfectly fine being this character, there are no moral issues I have with this character. Yes, my language in personal groups is a little flowery. Uh, I have no filter, both online, but then extremely then when I come in contact with my close friends. But I'm not disrespectful. I really care about people. I am still wise. I am not wise if I am soft spoken versus if I am abusing somebody. I am not more spiritual if I am like nice and calm and serene versus if I am not, or if I'm speaking like this. You have to tune in to who you are. Like, you cannot have shame and guilt about who you are. Just before I was going to say you have to tune into who you are, I looked up at the time. It was 11:19, which is 19th November, which is my birthday. You don't have to be perfect. You know why you don't have to be perfect? This is the hardest lesson I've learned. So I'll take a minute to share this with you, because perfect is a made up idea that you're carrying in your head. Like, I was carrying the idea of being a good spiritual person, like a spiritual person that seems like a spiritual person. No, that is fake, that is made up. That is perfection, and that perfection was killing me. That perfection was making me sad. That perfection changed and uprooted some very basic fundamental ideas of my life. And that's fine, because this freedom that I have found, oh, and whatever you have to go through, whatever you have to go through. So, what is my message here? My message here is follow your excitement. Whatever excites you. Now, excitement, right now, I can sense that I'm talking excitedly. But by excitement, I don't mean be excited on the outside. What I mean is something that makes your heart and you and your life energies and your body and your mind, your ecosystem, vibrate at the frequency that is most natural to you. So for some people, being that good, soft, gentle person may very well be the frequency they need to tune into to feel excited, to feel oneness. That wasn't the case with me. There was just some idea in my head, idea of perfection in my head that I was carrying, and which is what made me. And there were so many signs. Like, these clients were like, "You are so bindas. Why?" It was all in front of me. But it is all in front of me, but then what is right up here? This desire that I dropped like a hot plate today. No, I don't want to be that. I want to be this. I am this. I'm trying to be that because of some thing that I haven't let go. Some comment from childhood, some guilt from childhood that I've probably held on to. Like, as a teenager, I was a rebel. So I would never listen to my father. And I was trying to like wage this war against him the whole time. And maybe he passed away in 21. And there's a lot of things going on with that also. Maybe there was this guilt that said, oh, if only I had been this character, then maybe I wouldn't have done what I did as a teenager. No, 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 no. The doing that I did as a teenager, firstly, I didn't do. If you listen to any of my Advait talks, you'll realize you're not the doer. So I am sitting and telling you all of this, but you're not the doer, right? So that had to happen. This had to happen. The dark night of the soul had to happen. But the suffering didn't have to be extended for so long. If there was true alignment with my own teaching, really. And this is not the first time I've gone through this. Like, things I have told people just takes extra time to register for me. So please share below if this is something you experience in your life, that things, the areas that you are the best at, those are the areas that you miss out when it comes to yourself. And if you have any ways in which you work through that. But the message from today is follow your excitement. The message from today is be your authentic self. The message from today is chill. The message from today is also that you are now possibly going to see a slightly different Chetna, because I am like that. I drop things instantly when I realize that they were not serving me. So this, I have come to realize that this is the vibration that I am most comfortable at, and I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to be at any vibration because of any story that I tell myself, let alone anybody else tells me. So I'm sorry. I can't believe that it was so obvious and that it wasn't obvious to me at all. And this is what makes me a great transformation coach also, by the way, because of the amount of internal work that I've done, that it literally takes me like a moment to flip my personality. That's why I call myself a Behrupia, actually, to come into alignment. And secondly, having done so much work and having done work on myself from so many angles, I am actually and really able to diagnose and arrive at what is probably the others hold up pretty fast. And if you are able to catch up, the speed at which you are able to catch up, we can do the work. I have taken years to become like this, but then when you teach, you can teach it faster. Anyway, this is not a sales ad. I'm just being me. But yeah, it is a sales ad. If you'd like to work with me, email me, and I promise you that if you put in the time and effort, which is not a lot of effort, trust me, if you are willing, your life can be transformed no matter what you're going through. Because currently, what I am going through has not been solved, but I can sense that it has solved for me. It's a no problem for me now. It's the universe's problem. It was always the universe's problem, but I wasn't able to let go. And now I know that there is no problem for me. And that has come by having the ability to tune in to the real vibration that is the vibration of me right now. For me, it happened momentously. It happened literally in an instant because of my years of practice. When it comes to you, if this video inspires you, nothing like it. You don't have to spend money working with me or anybody. But two messages. One is trying to work individually on an aspect of health, like physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual. If you just pick one and work on it, it'll have an impact, but it won't be fast. And two, if you are looking for such transformations in your own life, and if you think that you are a responsible person, not this sort of goody two shoes responsible, but like a person who takes responsibility for their life and for their actions, then I'm really happy to work with you and talk to you about anything under the sun and help you transform. Okay, this is all that I have to say today. Bye bye.